Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the yet another session of Monopoly. Our guest for today is Amujam Ravindran. She's the founder at Rebag. Rebag is a cloth bag company, and the most beautiful thing about it is, I think Amujam ma'am has been in the industry of furnishing and interior since a very long time. So the cloth that goes out waste, she upcycles it to make these beautiful bags. So, with no further delay, let's have this conversation with her. Okay, so hi, ma'am. My name is Shrishti, and thank you so much for accepting our invite for the Monopoly session. It is an honor to have you on board. So, ma'am, could we start with introducing you? Could you tell us something about yourself? Yeah.
Yes, Srishti, thank you so very much. And it's so nice to have youngsters, getting into sustainability, protection of environment, because the future is in your hands.
Right.
So it feels so good that youngsters are getting into it.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so to start with, ma'am, I would want to ask you a little about your organization. So, what is your business about? Where is it based? And how and when did you come up with the whole idea of Rebag?
Okay, so I'm based in Oman, in Muscat, which is the capital of Oman. I hail from Kerala in India. Okay. Been in Oman for the last 26 years. 26 plus. I came into 1994.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so a little more than 26 years.
Right.
I was into furnishings and fit outs, soft furnishings. So if you remember, I don't know if you remember, in 2018, Kerala was hit by floods.
Yes.
And floods that, it rains heavily in Kerala,
right,
but we don't kind of floods, and it was very hard.
Right.
Like people like my mom, she's 8 plus. In her lifetime, it was the first time that there were floods like that.
Right.
And for something like that to happen, you realize that somewhere the ethics have gone wrong.
Right.
And we did. I was affected. I mean, my place in Kerala wasn't affected one bit, but then I was affected with the fact that we always talk of 100% literacy in Kerala.
Right.
With 100% literacy, how can you have a situation like this where people neglect the environment?
Right. Absolutely.
So we at that time helped by sending loads of bed sheets, because I had a lot of fabric. Then I thought, maybe the bed sheets will reach them or not. So why not do something where you stay? And half my age, I've been in Oman. So Oman is sick. Okay. Now so that let me start making fabric bags with the fabrics that I have in stock.
Okay.
We started making fabric bags, and I work closely with the authorities here also, and now the plastic bags are banned. I mean, a certain grade of plastic bags are banned.
Right.
Slowly we are reaching a point where plastic bags will be banned totally.
Right. Correct.
From 2015 onwards, I've been advertising through social media, and people have been buying. In Oman, there's a lot of expat community. Let's say close to 50% is expat community. So people are aware that you shouldn't use plastic, yet they use plastic.
Right.
Because of the non-availability of reusable bags.
Right.
But now bags are available in plenty, so people have started using. That's how I got started. In somewhere somebody has to sacrifice for me. It was the floods in Kerala that got me.
Yes. Right. So basically, like an eye opener. I think for everyone there is one eye opener wherein you something hits you, and then that's where you start working towards what you feel is right to do. So
Absolutely.
So ma'am, talking about your organization, can you tell us about what kind of products do you sell out, and what are the range of the products that you have, and how many types of products do you sell?
Okay, and now the fabric bags which we are concentrating on today in our discussion today is sold under the brand name Rebag Oman.
Rebag.
Rebag.
Okay.
Rebag. rebag your stuff. So we make different kinds of bag for daily use, for office goers, for kids to take their lunch box, for gift bags, so you don't wrap your gift in fabric, small clutch bags, clutches, pouches,
Right.
big shoppers, big
Correct.
bags.
Correct.
And the bags that we make are very different from what you would buy in the market.
Correct. Absolutely. So, ma'am, what are the range of these bags? Like in talking in terms of price. Like now, I know that you're based in Oman, in Muscat. So it probably must be in another currency and not rupees. So, ma'am, how does it work? Like, do you also give out deliveries all over the world in India or just in Oman and Muscat? Like in Oman. Sorry.
In India, not yet.
Okay.
In India, not yet. But yes, my bags have gone to the UK, they've gone to Italy, they've gone to Qatar, Bahrain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And ma'am, in talking, so now that is, it's a global, sorry to interrupt. So now that is, it's a global brand, could you just tell us what are the price ranges that you, because when it comes to sustainability, people have this notion in their mind that, sustainable products are very costly to buy. But sometimes it is not true. People don't consider the aspect of durability here. So ma'am, could you just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, like we have this produce bag where you can buy a dry grocery. Okay? These bags, and when I talk about my bags, I must tell you, I'm not buying fabrics for these, okay? The leftover from our furnishing jobs. I have a furnishing company,
Right.
which but we are concentrating more on bags now. So whenever I have bought fabrics, let's say 20 meters is required, but in a roll there is 30 meters, and I get a better price when I buy a roll of fabric. So I would buy a roll, and whatever is left over, I use it for bags.
So basically, it's like upcycling of the waste that is coming out from the furnishing company.
Yeah. Actually, those fabrics were purchased extra to maybe do some furnishing jobs, But
Right.
now they're being used.
Okay.
They're being used. The same way the produce bags are made out of sheer cotton material.
Okay.
The net curtain.
Right.
And we sell them at like 1 real. 1 real is in Indian currency 190 rupees.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
190.
that is
But then the
pretty-
bag is, this bag, one bag is going to last you for years.
Yeah, of course. It's cloth bag.
It doesn't cost you 10 rupees a month.
Of course.
But people don't think of it. People think of the immediate purchase power. Immediately how much it costs them.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, that is what
Yeah.
I want to instill in people, that sustainability is not just about getting like cheap products for less price, but they are when we talk about sustainability, they are pure confident products coming out of some amazing background, and like you said, you upcycle the leftover that is there that you use in your furnishing company, and the durability is much more considered to the other materials of bags. So yeah, that is great. So ma'am, could you highlight, were there any challenges faced while inception of the organization?
Not really. I mean, in Muscat is quite an easy-going country, okay? So I don't have challenges as such, but the fact is, now people compare this with the non-woven fabric. Okay? The non-woven fabric is, I don't know if I can say dirt cheap. It's, a roll of, let's say, 50 meters, you can get for very, very less price. And these bags are available in the market for a fraction of my price.
Okay.
But then there's so much of difference. They are not 100% eco-friendly.
Eco-friendly, right?
And reusable. Okay?
Right.
They're definitely better than the plastic bags. But then they're again a byproduct of petrochemicals.
Of course, yeah.
There I actually lose out on, because people are all buying at large supermarkets. They give out bags made out of fabric.
Right.
So that's the challenge. Other than that, yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, like now you said that you upcycle the fabric, so that's one aspect of sustainability that you're putting into it. So, ma'am, could you also highlight, are there any other aspects of sustainabilities that you have incorporated in your business and your organization?
Yes. I don't know how far you know how this upholstery fabrics work. We get catalogs of fabrics, okay, from our suppliers. They give us catalogs, and based on what we require, we buy from the catalog. So what I do, I upcycle the catalogs.
Okay.
I don't throw them. Okay. When they are outdated, I don't, or when they are out of production, I don't throw them. And now it has become so that people have started giving me their catalogs, which they don't want. So we are reducing the waste of fabric in the market.
Right. Correct.
Otherwise, people would just look the catalogs, and these are hardbound. Okay, so the binding of the catalog, I give it to people who are into craft work.
Okay.
So we try to waste as little as possible, and even the scraps of materials, we make poofs out of them, seating poofs, and they work very well.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. That's great to know, ma'am. So, ma'am, like, could you just give us one liner about why should people buy your product and what is the unique USP of it?
Well, the unique USP, I think, is the quality of the product. The fabrics that are used in the product, it's basically the furnishing fabric, so the durability and quality. And that's exactly why people always buy our fabrics. Come back. Those who are bought. Sometimes there are people who say, you make such good bags that they're not tearing, so we're not able to come back to you and buy more bags. And when you use it, you feel good,
Yeah, of course. That is like a compliment, yeah. So, yeah, like I think like reusable and recyclable bags are the new trend and people should follow it.
Well, actually, my bags are in Baroda also. My son is in Baroda, and he takes them to gift to his friends.
Oh, that's great. So, ma'am, if I could just order a few bags from you, I will definitely do it. So to, help you out, sell them here in Mumbai and in Maharashtra as well, and in fact all over the India wherever it's possible. So we'll work something out for that also, because I am all about promoting sustainable products and sustainable businesses, and I think it's the need of the hour that people should start taking it up seriously, not to harm the environment, be more aware about the society and also about the economic things. So yeah, like it is great having such organizations. So ma'am, I would just like to point out one thing, that there are a lot of entrepreneurs that are youngsters, not more than the age of 40 to 45, who have entered into the business of sustainability, as they have been staying home and brainstorming on different ideas. And I'm more happy that the generation now is becoming more aware, because after this whole pandemic there are a lot of people who have lost their jobs, they have lost their homes, and now in the second wave in India they have also lost their families. So considering everything, entering into businesses that are sustainable, using ways of life that are sustainable, I think it's high time that people start taking up seriously. So ma'am, what is your viewpoint regarding it?
I think the more people enter into sustainable enterprises, or working towards sustainability, the better it is for the future generations.
Of course.
You start when you think about it.
Right.
The moment you think, oh, this is a plastic bag, I shouldn't use it, that's a good time to start.
Right. Correct.
That's the perfect time to start. Correct. I mean, we do a lot of things other than, I do beach cleanups, okay?
Yeah.
Now that's a huge way towards sustainability.
Of course. Saving the ocean.
In India, people have so much of risk on it.
Right.
I think the youngsters can put their mind. They have more energy than us.
Okay? Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and they know what the future holds for them,
Right.
especially with the pandemic. With the pandemic, with so many other things happening,
Right.
they know what the future holds for them.
Correct.
During this pandemic, I read an article where some doctor in Nagpur is telling the COVID patients, you have used so much of oxygen. Okay, we've given you so much of oxygen. Now go and plant trees. Okay, people can do any little thing in any little way they can contribute. They must contribute.
Right. Absolutely. So thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting the invite and giving an insightful session about economical, environmental, and social aspects coming all together, contributing towards society. And it was great. Like, I think like youngsters and entrepreneurs these days should get inspired by what you do, and also start coming up with such ideas that will be beneficial for the society, because it is the most important thing and the need of an hour. So I think it's more important. So yeah, thank you.
Are always there, if any guidance is required or if anything is required, our generation is there
Right.
to help.
Of
It's
course.
the younger generation that has to take the lead now.
Of course. So yeah, ma'am, thank you so much. And I'll definitely get in touch with you for the further collaboration on how to get the bags down here, in at least in my city where I stay, that is Thane, and in Mumbai. And whatever help is possible from our side to you, we are all open to it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.